Okay, so what have I seen? Because people always tell me I'm too critical and I don't have any positive or hopeful message. I feel very hopeful. But, so what are some principles of effective diversity practice? Now the first thing I want to say about this is, again, there's no magic bullet here. There isn't like, here are the 10 things every school can do and all of a sudden be equitable and just. That doesn't exist. Right? But some of the things that I've witnessed and that research has talked about, seeing in schools where progress was being made, there's often sort of combinations of these things. One is that there was acknowledgement of the people who were committed to doing the work, and often people who were doing the work for a long time without recognition or in the face of hostility. Because what was happening in other environments were that those people were burning out. The people with the most institutional knowledge were like, I can't do this anymore. I just cannot, it's taken my energy away from working with my students. I cannot do this anymore. So we saw that kind of acknowledgement happen. Setting expectations, both at the school and district level, that leadership set expectations so that people knew that they were supposed to do their parts to make the school equitable and just. People talk a lot about bottom-up, grassroots, and that's important too. But what I've seen is when leadership is setting the tone. Well, what's equally important is accountability. Because part of the problem with these diversity policies is that they rarely have any accountability attached to it. And policy without accountability is optional. Right? And how has that worked out from us? How has that worked out for us as a society in terms of environmental pollution? Right? Oh, we'll just let those folks who are poisoning our air, take care of their own, self-police around us. Right? That doesn't tend to work very well. So strong accountability. And by the way, the accountability doesn't have to be punitive accountability. I mean, sometimes it has to be punitive. There's got to be some kind of accountability. The schools that I saw making progress were very conscious of making parent involvement accessible to all families. That means it can't be the traditional way family involvement, especially like parent-teacher conferences are scheduled. Right? So what about those parents who have to work multiple jobs, have to work night jobs, don't have this thing called paid leave, right? So they can take a couple hours. What about those who can't afford public transportation if they need it, or can't afford childcare? What about parents or guardians who themselves experience schools as a hostile environment? What are we doing to make sure that family involvement opportunities are accessible to them as well? Oh. Okay, looks like the same slide, I just changed the title. Oh. That's weird. But I saw a real effort, so there are all kinds of things were going on. Some of them were having family involvement opportunities in communities rather than having people come to the school. Some of them were providing transportation, providing childcare. Right? But at least there was some consciousness around not everyone has the same access.